Good morning, PDBC. I'm here at Paddle Zone for fitness testing 2020. I'm the only one here. Hopefully you are enjoying keeping your fitness up at home. And I thought I would just provide some words in the wake of some news that happened this week, specifically that France 2020, something that is near and dear to our hearts, will not be happening. So I thought I would start with a little story. The year was 2002. The location was Rome, Italy. Steve Wilkes loves when I start my stories that way, except I'm old enough now that they are coming from PDBC experiences. So Rome, Italy was my very first Club Crew World Championships. And I remember being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I can remember the night before going down, checking out the race course in the dark. I can remember the practice session, seeing the Russians, seeing the Czechs, seeing some paddlers, some phenomenal paddlers that were better than anything else I had experienced to that time. And then I remember being hooked. I remember that Club Crew World Championship experience hooking me on this idea of going as a club and competing against the rest of the world. And then there was something off the water that I really remember when I think back to that event. And the world was at a time of a different type of crisis. And the USA, while we were in Rome, the USA attacked Iraq. And the news came down one morning. And on our team, one of the members of our team, Hussein, had family members in Iraq. And that's one of the most indelible memories for me, is how our team came together and supported Hussein through a very difficult time for him, and supported one another and bonded together. And so I guess the interesting thing that I'm sharing today is that that particular team didn't win any medals. But it was that experience of teamwork, of connecting with one another, of supporting one another, that remains with me 18 years later. And it was that experience that really, for me, planted a seed and started a fire, a passionate fire to return to the Club Crew World Championships every opportunity that it's possible, because it's such a momentous experience. Any of us who have done it together, we know from our experiences in Hong Kong 2012, in Macau 2010, in Italy 2014, in Australia 2016. That was so memorable. And of course in Hungary 2018. All of these bring back similar memories, similar specific moments, embraces with certain teammates, moments of team crisis, of can we do this? We are behind. The odds seem impossible, and yet we're able to overcome. And we're able to have that jubilant moment for that elation that we have reached the pinnacle, that we have challenged ourselves and stood up to the challenge. So that's 2002 in Rome, in Italy. For me, it planted that very first seed and allowed some of these spectacular moments in my life experience, in my sporting experience, to happen. Very, very recently, a few weeks ago, Stephen Cox, he was one of my team members in Rome, Italy. He passed away of cancer. And this also gave me the opportunity to reflect on that experience together, and that very first Club Crew World Championships and what that brought forward. It was a sad moment, but it was also a moment of reconnecting with some of those teammates from 2002, whether it be by email, by phone, or in person. Some of those connections were heightened. Yesterday, when Club Crew World Championships were canceled, it's certainly sad news. This was going to be PDBC's 10th time going to the Club Crew World Championships. PDBC has an incredible history at Club Crew World Championships, and you could feel in our club the passion, the excitement, the preparation for this one. I think we were going to be better than ever. But again, with that cancellation and all the memories rushing through my mind from Hungary, from Australia, from Italy, it's another opportunity to ask the question, why am I doing this? And for me, whenever this question comes up, whenever this conversation comes up with coaches, with teammates, for me, I always answer intrinsic reasons. For me, in particular, my medals are in I'd like to say my sock drawer, but technically it's my underwear drawer, but whatever. Potato. And this is where I believe PDBC has something special. This is where I think PDBC can excel, can support one another. It's the intrinsic motivation that I think that we can connect with. And I think we have certain values, certain opportunities that are greater than others. That is the challenge right now. Motivation. Intrinsic motivation is why I get up in the morning, is why I like to go to practice, because being around my teammate, challenging myself to do things I didn't think I could do. That is what motivates me to get in that boat, to try one more time, to push, to see my teammates doing things I didn't think they were capable of. They didn't think they were capable of, would be a better way to put it. That is better than a gold medal. That is better than a trip to France for me. Seeing my teammates achieve things they weren't sure they could do. The friendship, the bonds, the teammates, the connecting with one another, the thinking that 18 years from now, we're going to have this memory of bonding together, of helping a teammate past a challenge, to get through health crisis, family crisis, all of those things. That is what's extremely special about our sport, about sport in general, but hopefully at a really high level in PDBC. That human bond, that friendship through the dragon is what it was called on the very first team that I was a part of. And then health and wellness. As we age, as we become seniors, that we're strong, we're above average in health, that we can recover quickly, that we can enjoy our years no matter what age we are, that we can really enjoy life because of the health and wellness that training hard for our sport gives us. And so when I reflect on why am I doing this, those are the top three reasons. Motivation, friendship, health. And those sound corny because gold medals look good. They hang well in the basement. They're a good conversation piece when people come over. The trip, the t-shirt, those are awesome things. Going to France was going to be an incredible experience. And we're going to get the trip, the t-shirt, and better believe it, we were going to get gold medals. But for me, those are secondary. Those are the cherry on top. That is the extra value. For me, the motivation to challenge myself to do something I didn't know I was capable of. To bond with a group of friends, teammates that will be lifelong support, and to be healthy, to be fit, to be able to do things and recover quickly when life throws challenges. Those are the real reasons that we do it. So today, I challenge us all to reconnect with that intrinsic motivation and not just continue to train, but be inspired to train. To challenge yourself, to surprise yourself, to believe in yourself, and to believe in each other. We've still got a lot of beautiful moments ahead of us. Finally, this is a challenging time for our sport. Having 20 people in a very small space is, right now, it's a scary proposition. But our sport will succeed. Our sport will come back. All of sports will come back. And it's moments like this when I think of my sporting history, moments where it's difficult to see success, moments where you're down in a competition. I think back to 2016 Australia, and we were going into our final 500 meters, and we were down essentially a quarter of a boat, and it seemed this gigantic mountain. And we won by a half a boat, and we won the gold medals. But it's those moments that you look back at and you go, man, that's where elation comes from. Elation comes from this mountain that I don't know if I can climb it or not. So I think our sport in general, we are in that moment right now. It's hard to picture what it looks like to be in a dragon boat, to have a practice with 80 club members around each other. And that just means it's going to be a real cause for celebration when we do get out there for a practice. Something that we've taken for granted as a normal experience is going to be a momentous experience the next time it happens, whenever it happens. So I can't wait for that day, for all of us to be in the boat together. Until then, find your intrinsic motivation, support each other, and rock and roll, party on.